Nobody here cares. Like, nobody's checking you out on this side. Like, we just want to have some drinks, okay? We are here to patronize you, patronize this business. Like, why all the attitude? Like, did you know us from some place? Did any of the boys on this table like date you or break your heart or something? Hello guys, welcome back to FYI. So today's episode, I'm going to be starting by telling us a little story. True life story. All right, so a couple weeks ago, a senior cousin of mine was in town. So, like big bro, he decided to take some of us out to go have a drink, just chill a little bit and catch up, right? So it had been a busy day. We eventually hooked up. We're like, okay, fine, let's just go someplace close by since it's late. And of course, there's a curfew in town. So we get to some bar, to get some chops, get some drinks and all of that stuff. And then, on getting there, the lady who comes to attend to our set, because we're about 8 of us, she was just all prima donna, acting like some diva, like Rihanna gone wrong or something. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this girl is dragging her feet. She has a smirk on her face. She has an attitude. And in my head, I'm like, nobody here cares. Like, nobody's checking you out on this side. Like, we just want to have some drinks, okay? We are here to patronize you, patronize this business. Like, why all the attitude? Like, did you know us from some place? Did any of the boys on this table like date you or break your heart or something? It was really worrisome. I was embarrassed to my core because she just had this thing. I mean, I'm sure somebody can relate to what I'm trying to say. Very rude. And in my head, I'm like, there's other places, but we decided to come here to patronize you guys. So the least you should do is to be like, excited that, oh, there's extra people here. If we don't come to patronize you guys, you don't have a salary. So why the hell are you acting up as though, there's something personal happening between us? So as usual, I mean, I wasn't the one even having the conversation with her. I was just observing, and it was really irritating. And it really got me thinking about attitudes of certain people who are in such a position, employees who do certain things like this. It's absolutely unacceptable. So I decided to do an episode on that. So before I proceed as to, certain things that we could do when we meet rude employees, let me just talk to employers for a reason. Now, if you decide to start a business, particularly businesses that has to deal with the public, you should know, number one, you should know and endeavor to train your staff on service etiquette. It's extremely important. You cannot have people serving the public and then they are not trained. No matter what it is, these people need to be trained. These people need to know that at all times, the customer comes first. You have to show excitement because you've seen a customer. You need to be able to teach them to talk politely to a customer, listen to a customer, not argue with a customer, never insult a customer. If it becomes something that they cannot handle, they should be able to call their manager or supervisor or whoever the superior person is to come and speak to this customer. You don't get into an argument with the customer because these people are the ones who keep you in business. As a matter of fact, their patronage is what keeps you alive because that's your source of livelihood. So employers need to be able to properly train all of their employees on simple etiquettes of service. With that, they can never go wrong. Another thing I would also suggest to every employer who is watching me right now is that you should always endeavor to get feedback. Always endeavor to get feedback. Have some sort of complaint box, have some sort of feedback box where your clients or your customers who come could always drop notes or something. Every now and then, another thing you could do is actually walk up to a customer after the customer is done with whatever he or she came for, or your client, have a little conversation with this person. How were you treated? Did you enjoy the service? What can we do better? How can we serve you better? Have these conversations with these people, because if you don't have feedback, how do you grow? How do you profess solutions to issues that are disturbing, if you understand or get what I mean? So always make a way to get feedback. Very important for every employer. Finally, I think it's important if some of these employees are paid based on commissions. Now, let me give you a little example. This girl who was very rude to us at that bar, for instance, if she is paid on commissions of the amount of bottles of drinks she sells per night, she knows that she would need to sit up, because if she offends a customer, the customer would ask that she moves to another table and request for another person, or this customer or this client would up and leave. Such a sales representative would sit up. Why? Because the amount of money she gets paid is based off of the amount of drinks she personally sells. But in a situation whereby whatever she does, as far as she comes to work in the morning and closes at night, she has her check ready for the month available to her, they begin to have this laid back kind of attitude. They get too comfortable, and some of them even start feeling entitled, and all of that stuff, and they begin to put up front and do some things that are not good for the business. So once they know that that is the case, these guys begin to act funny. So paying employees based off of commissions, is really a good step of being able to manage these kind of situations whereby they are rude to their to potential customers, or to customers who come into your business. So now going forward, I'm also going to talk about certain things that we as clients or customers should do if we are faced with that kind of situation where people are rude to you. Employees who are meant to serve you become rude. Here's what you can do. The first thing I would do is to request for the manager. I would request for the manager or the supervisor or the superior person. If I walk into a place to shop or to do something and then an employee is behaving very nasty to me, I'll just say, can I speak to your manager, please? If this person refuses to budge, you can take a step further and ask to speak to this person's manager or superior, because in a situation whereby this employee knows that doing such, carrying out such unprofessionalism, brings about some sort of sanction, trust me, they will sit up because they do not want to lose their job. So instead of engaging with this kind of person, you don't want to do that. Don't engage with them. Just seek for a superior person and speak to that person. Second thing I would do in that kind of situation is to file a complaint. Now, how do you file a complaint? You could write. You could check if they have a suggestion box or a feedback box. Write, file your complaint. Talk about the person. Most of these places have the name tags of the people who are serving you. Try to get the name of the person and file your complaint. Filing your complaint does not mean you're wicked. Filing your complaint does not mean you're a bad person. It just means that the service you're paying for is not what you were given, and you deserve and you have a right to complain about it. Number 3, you could just decide to, okay, let me just disregard it. Life is hard already as it seems. Everybody is stressed out. Okay, maybe this employee was having a bad day, even though that is not an excuse. But you could decide within your heart that, okay, maybe this person is just having one of them bad days. So I'm just going to disregard and act like I didn't notice and just move on, enjoy yourself and leave, and not decide to make your happiness to be dependent on some rude employee. But the choice is totally up to you. You're not compelled to do that. It's just a suggestion, because you have every right to do the first 2 things I had mentioned previously. Number 4, in such a situation, you want to stay quiet and calm. One of the things I try to do is in that kind of situation, I try to count down maybe 1 to 7 or 7 to 1. Just count down, because every second becomes important. Imagine you start fighting with this kind of employee, because trust me, some of these guys don't have shame. You get what I mean? So you can't, with all your prestige and everything, allow yourself to get so angered to the point where people see you on the streets or people see you at a bar fighting with an employee who doesn't have shame. You cannot, disgrace yourself like that. You get what I mean? Okay, so try to do the needful and stay calm. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. If you still feel that way, start counting. If you're done counting and you still feel that way, start reciting the alphabet A to Z. And you just take it like, recreation for yourself. Trust me, at the end of the day, you'd be glad you did all these things. Another thing, and the 5th suggestion from me, is you could also respond to them positively. You know how that saying goes, kill them with kindness, kill them with love. You get, when they come all, rude and nasty, they are trying to get a reaction from you. So do not satisfy them with that reaction. Still smile at them, still talk politely to them. Still talk nicely to them. Act as though you don't see the BS they are trying to create. Act as though you don't see the dust they are trying to beat up. that is none of your business. You decided to come out and have a good evening with friends and family and chill, even if it's with just yourself, you're not going to let some sassy, nasty employee come in the middle of all of that. So just disregard. You know what they say, good riddance to bad rubbish. Exactly. Yeah. Number 6, make your stay in such a place very brief. Particularly if you know that you're somebody who is predisposed to getting angry or getting angered or getting triggered. You know, you don't want to watch yourself do something that you shouldn't do. So if you find out that you're there and then what you're getting is not the right energy, cut your stay and just bounce, okay? Take a walk so that you don't get unprovoked. At the end of the day, you would have kept your sanity together. So just take a walk, just bounce and let them be. I mean, you can take, how do they say it? You can take somebody out of a particular place, but you can't take the place out of them. Typical example, okay? So yeah, let them be. Number 7, and this is a very important tip. You know how some big companies sometimes try to hide certain acts that their employees do or that them as a corporation do, and they don't want to talk about it, or they don't want to apologize, or they don't want to pay compensation or something? It's very simple. All you need to do is get on Twitter. Very simple. They all have their handles, especially for the big companies that are trying to promote themselves. They don't want to smear their name, and also if they are not responding to you, just, you know what to do. Just, tag them, tag the necessary people that are involved. Ask your followers or whatever to help you retweet. In a matter of hours, the whole thing will get viral, and everybody will know these people for truly who they are. As a matter of fact, they'll reach out to you before you know what time it is, and they'll try to talk amicably with you to sort out the issue and create some sort of soft level landing. So yeah, there it is. If you're ever faced with these kind of situations, these are 7 steps that you could carry out to help you come out victorious. And again, to all the employers, please do the needful. School people that you bring into your business so that they don't give out what so that they don't give out that which does not represent you or your business, if you understand what I mean. All right, so thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for listening as well. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, the subscription button is down below. Just take a click, like the video, drop a comment, would like to hear from you, and then you could also share this video so other people who are friends of yours could also gain this information that you're gaining on our channel. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Crystal. Remember today, make somebody smile. Why? Because it doesn't cost you anything. I love you.